here, and maybe we want to see what a certain pattern or different kind of pattern. Maybe it's a pattern that you hand drew, and maybe you're into fashion, right? And you've hand drawn a pattern and you want to see what it might look like on a piece of clothing. Or maybe you found a pattern or created a pattern in Illustrator, whatever it might be. And we want to see what that would look like on a piece of clothing. Or maybe, you took a picture of yourself, or there's a family member and they just don't like what they're wearing and they kind of want to change it. So, how do we go from that to something like this? Is what this checkpoint is all about. First thing we want to do, obviously, is to get a very good, clean selection of what we are going to modify. In this case, it's the dress. So you kind of have to think to yourself the best way to go about doing that. You're not going to want to do the object selection tool, right? Because it's going to look at what's in Photoshop, the objects, so like the door. It's not going to pick just the dress, it's going to pick all of her. And neither are you going to want to do select and subject, because again, it will select all of her. And so for this case, we're going to have to do a little bit more work in our selection process. I recommend either the pen tool, or if you have a pretty steady hand, you could use the lasso tool as well. So what this would entail is Command plus. You're going to have to zoom in a little bit, and you're going to very carefully create your selection of gist. I'm doing this quickly so you can understand. So if you're zoomed in and you need to move around, don't let go of your mouse click. Just hold your space bar and it'll turn into that hand so you can move it around. And then holding your click, you can go back again. So I'm doing this quick so you get the understand of kind of the process. All right, and you're going to get all of this dress that you want to do. You're going to do this again very carefully. We don't want her arm in there, just the dress. Hold my shift bar to move around. Get all of this in here. Like so. Again, you're going to want to be doing this carefully. Hold my shift bar, move it around. I don't want her arm, so I'm going to make sure to not include her hand or anything. And there we go. And of course, if you need to make adjustments to your selection, maybe I tried really well, but there's a piece here that's missing. Got my lasso tool still selected. Just hold my Alt or Option, and I can remove parts of my selection. Maybe this part I messed up, didn't get that in. What do? Hold my Shift key, right? And include this back into my selection. So you're going to have to take your time and do that, as I did here with this. All right, so I already did that. And then you're going to press Command Copy, Command Paste to get just the dress as I have here on its own layer. And then you're going to bring in this pattern here. Let me delete this. Show you step by step. So here's the pattern. Drag and drop it into Photoshop. And then, of course, right, hold your Shift key to turn it. Make sure it fits over the whole dress. So hold your Alt or Option key. Just make it large enough so it covers the whole dress. You can put it at an angle if you want. Hit Enter. And then you're going to we're going to clip this into the dress. So Alt or Option, clip it right there into this dress. Obviously, that doesn't look so good. So we need to do a blend mode on this. And what we're going to do is double click, and we're going to use the power here of our blend if, as you learned from the previous checkpoint and are now using in real time. So let's see what we have going on here. The darks of this layer, let's try and blend them in. So we actually want to do this with the highlights. Blend it well in there. Sometimes you can see if maybe it's the underline layer that's going to work better. There we go. So yeah, in this case, what we want to do is this underlying layer. Have it blend into what we have going on. We want to take the darks of it and blend it in. All right. We'll hit OK there. And you can create a hue and the saturation adjustment layer. Clip that into our pattern and take the hue and change it to a color that you like a little bit more, maybe. I think I'm going to do this kind of yellow orange here. Now we can still make this look better by increasing the darks of our dress. So we're going to use a curves adjustment, clip that again into our pattern, and let's just increase the darks until we get a better look going on. You try increasing the lights, bringing them down, and that's pretty good. So that was before, and this is after. And there we go. And that is how you go about placing a pattern, whether it's something off the internet, something you've drawn, into a picture you've taken and changing someone's clothes. And that's what you're going to do for this checkpoint. Download this picture, find your own pattern off of Google. Actually, yeah, use the one. I'm going to include that into the resources itself and just recreate this.